Good morning, students. Let's talk today about the respiration and human respiratory system, right? So first of all, we have to know about the what is the respiration. Respiration is the catabolic reaction or in which the food particles or nutrient, we will say the nutrient, oxidize in tissue to release energy and carbon dioxide. Right. So respiration is the catabolic reaction in which the nutrient oxidized, right? Nutrients है, which we take in the as a food and it digested, right, and absorbed into the absorbed by our intestine, right, and then this come into the bloodstream, and through the blood it circulate and distribute into the tissue level, right, where these nutrient comes in touch with the oxygen, right, and it is oxidized, right. So it is going to oxidize, and in result of the oxidation, this chemical reaction, which is the catabolic reaction, right, so releases some energy, right, which we use for our growth and the metabolic reactions, right, and also release the carbon dioxide, which we expire through the breathing into the environment, right, through nasal cavity, right. So this is the definition of the respiration, okay. And the exchange of the gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen, from the environment, between the environment and lungs, is called breathing. So commonly we call the respiration, right. So respiration has the 5 steps, right. So first step will say the exchange of gases, CO2 and oxygen between environment and lungs. It is called breathing, right. So the exchange of gases, carbon dioxide, we exhale the carbon dioxide and inhale the oxygen, right. We inhale the air, basically that is the mixture of the gases which contains the nitrogen also, which contains the oxygen also, and some percentage of the carbon dioxide also, right. So this is the mixture of gases in which we require the only oxygen which we take there, right. So this exchange of gases from between the environment and lungs is called the breathing, right. Second is the diffusion of the gases from the alveoli. Yeah, we can say that is exchange of gases between alveoli or lungs and blood. Right, so the air comes into the lungs, and in that, from the air, oxygen diffuses to the RBC, right, and form the oxyhemoglobin, right, and the carbon dioxide which form into the tissue level, that comes here and release into the lungs, right. So this is the exchange, okay? This is the exchange of gases between the alveoli and blood, right. So this is the second step, exchange of gases between the alveoli and lungs. Then this oxygen or carbon dioxide transport through towards the tissue level or from the tissue level to alveoli. So transportation of the gases through the blood, right, by blood. So this is the third step. Fourth step, exchange of the gases between the tissue and the blood, right. So blood and tissue exchange when the oxygen comes there through the blood. Blood release that oxygen into the tissue level, right. There is a lot of factors, but we will talk it later on about that. So oxygen released there by the blood, and the that oxygen oxidize the nutrient and release the carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide gained by the blood. So this is the exchange between the blood and the tissue, right. So fourth step is exchange of gases between blood and tissue, right. And fourth, utilization of oxygen for oxidation of nutrient and release energy and carbon dioxide. So these are the 5 steps of the respiration, exchange of gases between the environment and lungs, that is called the breathing. Carbon dioxide and oxygen is the exchange, right. Then exchange of gases between the alveoli and blood. From the lungs, the oxygen from the air, its transport, it diffuses into the blood, right, from the alveoli to the blood, right. And then this blood carry the oxygen, right, carry the oxygen and take it away from the lungs and to the tissue level, right. And from the tissue, it takes the carbon dioxide and comes towards the alveoli, right. So this is the transportation of gases by blood, right. Then exchange of gases between the blood and tissue. Blood releases the oxygen and carry the and also gain the carbon dioxide, and so this is the exchange between the blood and tissue, right? And then utilization of the oxygen, that oxygen goes to the tissue level, and then whatever the nutrient like glucose or amino acids present there, mainly glucose, so it oxidizes the that glucose, and then this this is the catabolic activity, and by resultant of that release of energy. So energy releases which we use for our metabolic activity as well as growth, and the carbon dioxide which carry by the blood and throw it out from the nasal cavity to the environment, right? So this is the 5 steps of the respiration. Now there are some respiratory organs. Different type of respiratory organs are present in the different type of organism, like general body surface, general body surface. It is like sponge, cylindrite, sponge, cylindrite. Platyhelminthes or flatworm. Also in plants. Plants also respire by the exchange of gases through their body surface, right? Then second, it is the moist cuticle respiration, right? So moist cuticle or skin respiration. It is in earthworm, right? Earthworm is there. Frogs are also can respire through the moist skin, right? Then tracheal tubes. It is present. This type of tracheal respiration is present in the all type of insects, right? All insects are respire through the tracheal tube, where the lungs are absent. Lungs is not present, but the trachea is present, and this trachea opens direct into the cell, right, and supply the oxygen there, right? So tracheal tubes in insects. Gills, all aquatic, mostly aquatic animals, like aquatic arthropods, fishes means fish, mollusk, etc. Right? And then lungs. So in lungs, reptiles, birds, and mammals, including human being. So these few type of respiratory systems are available in the different type of organism. Let us talk about the human respiratory system first. So human respire through the lungs, right? And it has the two components. One is the respiratory tract, and second is lungs, right? So the path enters into the respiratory tract and goes to the lungs, right? And then goes to the tissue level, right? So what is that path? First, external nostril, right? Through external nostril, in external nostril it is in internal nasal chamber, that is the divided into vestibule, right? Then nasal chamber, right? Then it's come to the pharyngeal cavity through the internal nares, right? So from the internal nares, it's come into the nasopharynx, through nasopharynx, it goes to the glottis, then larynx, then trachea, from trachea it goes to the bronchial tree, and then respiratory tree, right? In bronchial tree, it comes the primary bronchus, then secondary, then tertiary, then bronchiole, and then terminal bronchiole. Right? So this is all called the bronchial tree. Okay. So a part of the bronchial tree, then it comes to the respiratory tree. In respiratory tree, tree, right? It is start from the respiratory bronchiole, respiratory bronchiole, then it's come into the alveolar duct, right? Then it's come into the atria, then alveolar sac, and then alveoli. So this is all about the respiratory tree, and this respiratory tree is also called exchange zone. Exchange zone, because the exchange between exchange of the gases occurs in these part of between the lungs and the blood, right? So this is called the exchange zone, right? So let us talk about them one by one. So first of all, we will talk about the nasal chamber or nasal passage, nose or nasal passage. Right. So human have a pair of the nostril, right? This is the nostril. So nostril, this is called the external nostril, right? And it is in the pair, right? So two nostrils are there, external nostril, which enters and form the nasal chamber, two nasal chamber, right? So nostril goes folded inside the nasal chamber, and that is called vestibule. Vestibule, राइट. सो जैसे ही नॉस्ट्रिल जो है वो थोड़ा सा फोल्ड होता है, तो इसका जो एंटीरियर पार्ट होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड वेस्टिब्यूल, एंड वेस्टिब्यूल कंटेन्स स्किन, हेयर एंड sebaceous gland. Right, this sebaceous gland secretes some oil-like formation, or mucus glands are also present. So its sebaceous glands secretes some oil-like substances that is called the sebum, right? And this sebum give the moisture to the vestibule, right, or nostril. Then it goes to the respiratory region, right? In respiratory region, there is a few ridges are present there. Few ridges are present. That is called tubercles or conchi. Right? These tubercles. Right. So these tubercles or conchi give up some passage, and it's form the long route for the air. Right. So this long route it makes the air path is some long, so that the long and curvy, right? So the any foreign particle comes through the nasal chamber, so it cannot go inside the cannot passes the nasal chamber due to this conches. And secondly, when the air comes to the outer side, that is a temperature that its temperature is lower than the body temperature. So when it passes through these reeds or conchi, its contact with the surface of the nasal chamber, and its and which help to increase the temperature and level it equivalent to the body temperature, right? So air comes there and passes through the tubercles, and then the temperature goes up and equivalent to the body temperature. It's maintain the it's maintain the air temperature equivalent to the body temperature, right? So this is the function of the tubercles. There are some layers of the glandular mucosal layer, that is called the PSCCGE, right? एक तरह का ये लेयर होता है इस एरिया में, ठीक है, रेस्पिरेटरी एरिया में, दैट इज कॉल्ड द PSCCGE, मीन्स it is pseudo stratified columnar ciliated columnar glandular epithelium. Right? So it is pseudo stratified. Stratified means low layer wise, right? It is stratified means it is comes into the layer, right? So it is layer wise, but it is pseudo stratified. Pseudo stratified means it is not layer wise, it is a single layer, but it seems to be, because of the difference between the cell size, so it is seems like the stratified. It seems like stratified, though it is not stratified. This is the single layer of the epithelium, right? So that is why it is called the pseudo stratified ciliated columnar glandular epithelium, right? Ciliated means it contains the cilia for the propel of the mucus, right? And cilium is hair-like structure, so it is called the ciliated. And columnar means it is column-like. It is like this. Column-like cells are present, and which contains the mucus gland. So that is glandular, right? It contains mucus gland. That is why it is called the glandular epithelium. Means it is the layer of the respiratory region, right? So it is called PSCCGE, and it is continuously maintained into the trachea also till the bronchial tree, right? Till the bronchial tree, PSCCGE maintains its layer up in the respiratory tract, right, into up to the bronchial tree, right? And next is olfactory region. Olfactory region means it is contains a neurosensory epithelium, neurosensory epithelium, right, and it has the senses for the smelling, right. So it is called the olfactory epithelium, senses for smell, right. So it is called olfactory epithelium or Schneiderian, ठीक है. It is called the Schneiderian, Schneiderian, Schneiderian membrane, right. So this is called the Schneiderian membrane, which is the responsible for the smell, right. So this is the sensory organ or sensory layer, right. So that is how the nose divided into the three parts. One is the vestibule, second is the respiratory region, and third is the olfactory region. Okay. Next. After the nose, we will go, nose opens into the internal nares in pharynx, right. So it is called the buccopharyngeal cavity. Second, it is buccopharyngeal cavity. Buccopharyngeal cavity means buccal cavity, means mouth, okay, and then pharynx, where the pharynx is occurs, right. So there is two type of pharynx, two part of the pharynx, we can say. That is the one is the upper chamber, that is called the nasopharynx, okay, and second is the lower chamber, that is called the oropharynx, right. So it is the one chamber, but the upper part is called the nasopharynx, which contains the internal nares, that is the opening of the nasal chamber into the pharynx, right. And whenever we take the food, we swallow the food, that loose muscles close the door of the internal nares, right, for the swallowing, during the swallowing of the food, right. So that is called the uvula, that we have already discussed in the digestive system, right. So uvula is the loose muscular tissue that closes the internal nares during the swallowing of the food, right. And second is the lower part, which is connected with the oral cavity, that is called the oropharynx, right. So it is two type of pharynx, nasopharynx and oropharynx. Right. So these pharynx I have already discussed in the digestive system, that the pharynx has the four type of opening, right. One is called gullet, right. Gullet is the opening of the esophagus into the pharynx, right. So that is called the gullet, right. And one is middle ear is open into the pharynx, that is called Eustachian tube, right. And then glottis. Glottis is the opening of trachea or windpipe, right? So it is called the glottis. Okay, and then internal nares. Right. So these 4 type of opening is present in the pharynx. Okay, and gullet is for the food pipe or esophagus, opening of the esophagus. Eustachian tube is opening of the ear, middle ear into the pharynx. Internal nares, opening of the nasal chamber into the pharynx. And what today we are going to study, that is about the glottis. Glottis is the opening of trachea, right? Opening of trachea inside. That is called glottis, and it is covered by a cartilaginous covering that is called epiglottis. It is made up of the elastic cartilage, right? Epiglottis is the made up of elastic cartilage, and this epiglottis again closes the glottis during the swallowing of the food, so that the food cannot enters into the windpipe or respiratory tract, right? So this is called the epiglottis. So let us discuss about the glottis and the respiratory tract. So after the buccopharyngeal cavity, third portion is come larynx. It is also called the sound box. Okay, because the sound is comes through the or originates into the larynx, right? So larynx is called the sound box, and it is made up of 6 type of cartilage, right? It is made up of 6 type of cartilage. 6 type of cartilage. One is called the thyroid cartilage. Thyroid cartilage. Right? So this is the larynx portion, you can see, and the epiglottis is covered here. The glottis is present in this portion. Okay, so thyroid cartilage, it is a large and single type of cartilage, and it is the C shape, right? Single, large and C shape. Means it is absent from the one side or anterior side, right? But in the male, there are some, you can see that in the mature male or adult male, there are some appendageous type of portion is present here, right? That is called that is the appendages of the thyroid cartilage only, and it is called Adam's apple. Adam's apple. So it is present only in male, not in the female, right? So, and this cartilage is made up of hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage. Means it is the type of the hyaline cartilage. Hyaline, right? So hyaline cartilage, it is the type of the hyaline cartilage. So this is the thyroid cartilage. Then below the thyroid cartilage, there is second type of cartilage, that is called cricoid cartilage, right? It is also a single, it is also made up of hyaline cartilage, right? And it is below the thyroid cartilage, situated below the thyroid cartilage, right? So thyroid cartilage, then cricoid cartilage, then arytenoid cartilage. Third is arytenoid cartilage. Arytenoid cartilage is in pair, right? It is two in number, means it is present in the pair, right? And it is just attached with the cricoid cartilage, okay, attached with the cricoid cartilage, and also made up of the hyaline cartilage. Okay, so it is arytenoid cartilage. Then fourth, it is called the cartilage of centenary, or we can say the corniculate cartilage. We can say cartilage of Santorini. It is also called the cartilage of Santorini, right? So this is again present in pair, right? And it is made up of the it is attached the arytenoid cartilage, okay, attached on the arytenoid cartilage, and it is made up of the yellow elastic cartilage. It is made up of yellow elastic cartilage, right? Then cuneiform, this cuneiform cartilage, we can say the cartilage of Whistler. Cartilage of Whistler, right? This is again present in the pair, right? So this is in pair, this is also in pair. So three are present in pair, right? And these two, our thyroid cartilage and cricoid cartilage, is the single, right? So it is also present in pair and made up of yellow elastic cartilage, right, and joint into the on the corniculate cartilage, right? Then sixth is epiglottis, which you can say here, this is epiglottis. Epiglottis is singular. It is a single and made up of elastic cartilage, and situated, it is attached with the cuneiform cartilage, right, and situated on the glottis, and whenever we swallow the food, it's closed down the mouth of the glottis so that the food cannot enter into the respiratory tract, right? So this is how the larynx cartilage are present, right? So six type of cartilage are present. Also presents few fiber connective tissue, two type of the fiber connective tissue, which is called vocal cord, right? Two type of fiber connective tissue, right? One is called false vocal cord right? And second is called true vocal cord, right? False vocal cord is situated in anterior part, right? It is situated in anterior part, and it is fibrous layer, right? And it is in pink color, right? It is in pink color, and but it is not participate in phonation or phonation, right? So it is not participate in phonation, means it's not produce the sound, it's only moisturize the true vocal cord, right? So false vocal cord is present in the anterior part, it is a pink in color, and it is not participate in the phonation, or we can say the voice is not coming from it. Its function is the moisturization of the true vocal cord, so that it can be smooth, the voice can be smooth and flexible in that, right? So false vocal cord. The interior part of the vocal cord, or interior vocal cord, we can say, the posterior vocal cord, we can say posterior, is called true vocal cord. And this posterior vocal cord is responsible for the phonation or the producing the voice, right? It is made up of yellow fibrous tissue, right? And it is when it is comes into the tension and the air passes through it, so it's vibrate and produce the sound, right? And when it's relaxed, so in relaxable form, when air passes through it, so it's not produce the sound. So whenever it comes into the tension, it can produce the sound, right? So this is the vocal cord, false and true, two type of vocal cords are present here. So this is all about the larynx. Then after the larynx, we will talk about the trachea. The fourth part is trachea. You can say it is also called the windpipe, right? And it is present in the thoracic cavity, right? And thoracic cavity, and it is 10 to 12 centimeter long, 10 to 12 centimeter long, right? And 16 to 20 C-shaped cartilaginous ring present in pipe or windpipe, so which prevents trachea to collapse, right? So जब हवा अंदर जाती है और बाहर आती है, तो उस समय ये कोलैप्स ना हो, विंड पाइप जो है वो कोलैप्स ना हो, सो इसमें एक कार्टिलेजिनस रिंग पाया जाता है, ठीक है। ये रिंग जो है सी शेप्ड होता है, यानी वेंट्रल पोजीशन पे, सॉरी डोर्सल पोजीशन पे ये एब्सेंट होता है, ठीक है। तो डोर्सल पोजीशन से ये एब्सेंट होता है, बाकी का पूरा ये सी शेप में रिंग लगा हुआ रहता है एवरी इंटरवल में, ठीक है। सो दिस कार्टिलेजिनस रिंग्स हेल्प्स टू प्रिवेंटिंग द ट्रैकिया टू कोलैप्स, ठीक है। तो इसको कोलैप्स नहीं होने देता, राइट। इट इज इनकम्प्लीट इन डोर्सल सर्फेस, ओके। देन ब्रोंकियल ट्री, when we talk about the bronchial tree, it's start from the here. It is the thoracic 5 area, right? It is the opposite to the thoracic 5. thoracic जो vertebral column होता है, ठीक है, उसका 5th नंबर का जो vertebral column है, thoracic vertebral column, ठीक है, या उसके सामने से ये डिवाइड हो जाता है और ब्रांच बना लेता है, ठीक है। तो फर्स्ट जो ब्रांच होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड प्राइमरी ब्रोंकस, राइट। सो प्राइमरी ब्रोंकस डिवाइडेड इनटू प्राइमरी ब्रोंकस further divided into the branches, that is called secondary bronchus, right. Then again it's divided into the tertiary bronchi, right. Then tertiary bronchi divided into the bronchioles, and then it is divided into, it enters into the lungs, right, and it is called the terminal bronchioles, right. And these terminal bronchioles attach into the alveoli respiratory tree. So this is how the bronchial tree occurs. Primary bronchi, then secondary bronchi, then tertiary bronchi, then bronchioles and terminal bronchioles, right. Then it's goes into the lungs, right. It goes into the lungs where these are divided into the respiratory tree, right. So what is the difference between the respiratory tree and bronchial tree? फर्स्ट तो रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री जो है वो एल्वियोलाइज के अंदर, यानी कि लंग्स के अंदर ये पाया जाता है, ठीक है। लंग्स के अंदर जो एल्वियोलाइज है वो वहां पे पाया जाता है, राइट। एंड सेकेंडली ब्रोंकियल ट्री कंटेन्स pseudo stratified ciliated columnar glandular epithelium, ठीक है। सो ब्रोंकियल ट्री में PSCCGE होता है, वेयर एज रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री कंटेन्स सिंपल epithelium, राइट। जो एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस हैं, एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस occurs only in respiratory tree, ठीक है। सो यहाँ पे रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री में ही एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस होता है, जबकि ब्रोंकियल ट्री में एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस नहीं पाया जाता, राइट। एंड ब्रोंकियल ट्री में कभी 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 नहीं, सॉरी, ब्रोंकियल ट्री में कुछ एयर रिमेनिंग रह जाती है जो कि एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करते हैं, ठीक है। जो ब्रोंकियल ट्री होता है वहाँ पे ये क्या बोलते हैं, जो ब्रोंकियल ट्री है वहाँ पे कुछ एयर जो है वहाँ पे फिल्ड अप रहता है, ठीक है, और ऑलमोस्ट 150 ml एयर जो है वहां पे फिल्ड अप रहता है, ठीक है, एंड जो कि पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करता है गैसियस एक्सचेंज में, दैट इज कॉल्ड द डेड स्पेस वॉल्यूम, डेड स्पेस वॉल्यूम, राइट। एंड जो कार्टिलेजिनस रिंग है, कार्टिलेजिनस ring is present only in bronchs या bronchial tree, राइट। सो कार्टिलेजिनस जो रिंग है वो ब्रोंकियल ट्री में ही पाया जाता है, रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री में ये एब्सेंट होता है, राइट। सो इस तरह से ये नोज या नेजल पैसेज, देन बकोफेरेंजियल कैविटी आ जाती है, देन लैरिंक्स आ जाता है जिसको हम साउंड बॉक्स बोलते हैं, ट्रैकिया आ जाता है जिसको हम विंड पाइप बोलते हैं, देन ब्रोंकियल ट्री आ जाता है, ठीक है, देन रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री आता है। रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री एंड ब्रोंकियल ट्री में जो डिफरेंसेस है कि एक तो ब्रोंकियल ट्री में PSCCGE होता है, जबकि रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री जो है वो सिंपल एपिथेलियम से बना हुआ होता है, ठीक है। एंड एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस जो है वो रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री में होता है, ब्रोंकियल ट्री में नहीं होता है। कार्टिलेजिनस रिंग जो है वो ब्रोंकियल ट्री में पाया जाता है लेकिन रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री में नहीं पाया जाता है। एंड 150 ml एयर जो है वो ब्रोंकियल ट्री में प्रेजेंट रहता है जो कि पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करता है गैसियस एक्सचेंज में, दैट इज कॉल्ड द डेड स्पेस वॉल्यूम, ठीक है। सो इस तरह से ये ब्रोंकियल ट्री एंड रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री बनता है, ओके। देन इसके बाद ये जो रेस्पिरेटरी ट्री है ये ओपन होता है एल्वियोलाई में, ठीक है, एल्वियोलाई सैक, ठीक है। सो यहाँ पे लंग्स हम कह सकते हैं बिकॉज द एल्वियोलाई जो है वो यूनिट, स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट होता है इसका लंग्स का, ठीक है। सो एल्वियोलाई इज द फंक्शनल एंड स्ट्रक्चरल यूनिट ऑफ द लंग्स, राइट। सो यहाँ पे दो तरह के जोन हैं, ठीक है, कंडक्टिंग जोन एंड एक्सचेंज जोन, ठीक है। एक्सचेंज जोन जो कि रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट में होता है, कंडक्टिंग जोन जो कि ब्रोंकियल ट्री तक होता है, ठीक है। नाउ लंग्स की हम बात करते हैं, दिस इज द लंग्स। टू लंग्स आर प्रेजेंट इन द थोरेसिक कैविटी, ठीक है, दो लंग्स पाए जाते हैं थोरेसिक कैविटी में, लेफ्ट एंड राइट लंग्स, राइट। दिस इज द राइट लंग्स, दिस इज द लेफ्ट लंग्स। जो राइट लंग्स होता है ह्यूमन बीइंग में वो थोड़ा सा बड़ा होता है, ठीक है, इट इज लार्ज, राइट, लार्ज लंग्स, ठीक है। सो जो राइट लंग होता है ये थोड़ा बड़ा होता है, ठीक है, एंड इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 lobes by 2 fissure, ठीक है। सो दो फिशर से ये दो फिशर हैं, यानी फिशर इज इट इज डिवीजन। सो दो फिशर हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है। दो फिशर के कारण ये 3 पार्ट में, 3 लोब्स में डिवाइड हो जाता है, ठीक है। सो वन इज ट्रांसवर्स फिशर एंड सेकेंड इज oblique fissure, ठीक है. So this is the transverse fissure you can see, and this is oblique fissure, right? And it's divide the lungs into the three lobes, right? That is the upper lobe. This is upper lobe, then middle lobe, and then lower lobe. ठीक है. So upper lobe, middle lobe, and lower lobe, right? The weight of right lungs is 625 gram, right? So this is about the right lungs, which is the larger than the left lung, right? And left lung, which weight is 575 gram, is smaller than the right lung and divided into two lobes by upper and lower lobe, right? By one fissure, one oblique fissure. Right? So यहाँ पे एक oblique fissure है which divides the lungs into the two part. One is the upper part, upper left lung lobe, and second is the left lower lobe. Right? It has some notch type of some notch here, right, where the heart is situated. This is called the cardiac notch. It is called cardiac notch, right? So this is called cardiac notch. Okay, so this is the difference between the right and left lungs, right? And both the lungs is covered with a double membrane, covered with the double membrane that is called pleuron, right? So let me rub first. So it is, lungs are covered with two layer which is called pleuron. Yeah, pleural layer, right? The outer जो होता है, this is the outer layer. It is called parietal layer. Right, it is called parietal layer. And जो inner layer होता है, that is called inner pleural layer. That is called visceral pleural layer. So outer is called the parietal pleural layer and inner is called visceral pleural layer, right? And both the layer, between both the layer there is a small cavity, right? That is called pleural cavity. Right? And pleural cavity has a fluid that is called pleural fluid. This pleural fluid prevent the lungs through the shock. Okay, so from the shock or jerk, right? तो lungs में कोई jerk अगर हम jump करते हैं, if we jump and or anything which can hurt our chest, so this fluid act as the shock absorber, right? Act as the shock absorber so that our lungs is protected from the jerk, right? So इस तरह से pleural fluid जो है jerk से बचाने का काम करता है. Okay? कभी कभी इन्फेक्शन हो जाता है, ठीक है? कभी कभी इन्फेक्शन के कारण इस प्लूरल फ्लूइड में प्लूरल फ्लूइड जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है, ठीक है? अमाउंट ऑफ प्लूरल फ्लूइड हैज गॉन द इंक्रीज एंड जिससे कि सांस लेने में तकलीफ होती है, ठीक है? दिस सिचुएशन इज कॉल्ड डिस्फोनिया. डिस्फोनिया. सो सांस लेने में तकलीफ होती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड डिस्फोनिया. एंड इस डिजीज को प्लूरेसी या प्लूरल इफ्यूजन डिजीज कहा जाता है. प्लूरेसी, राइट? और प्लूरल इफ्यूजन डिजीज कहा जाएगा, राइट? सो इस तरह से ये लंग्स जो है वो इसमें दो लेयर से कवर्ड रहता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द प्लूरल लेयर. आउटर जो प्लूरल लेयर होता है उसको पेरिएटल प्लूरल लेयर कहा जाता है. इनर जो होता है वो विसरल प्लूरल लेयर कहा जाता है, राइट? एंड बोथ द प्लूरल लेयर, इन बिटवीन द बोथ द प्लूरल लेयर देयर इज अ कैविटी दैट इज कॉल्ड द प्लूरल कैविटी. एंड प्लूरल कैविटी हैज द 150 ml of the fluid that is called the pleural fluid. If because of some infection the increment of the amount of fluid comes, so that problem in the breathing occurs, that is called the dysphonia, and this disease is called the pleural effusion disease or pleurisy, right? So lungs जो है, दोनों lungs जो है कई एयर सैक्स से मिलके बना हुआ होता है, which is called alveoli, right? So ये it is the structural and functional unit of the lungs. Structural and functional unit of lung. ठीक है? So ये alveoli जो है ये एयर सैक होता है, ठीक है? जहाँ जिसमें एयर जो है ये स्टोर होता है या एयर यहाँ पे आता है, ठीक है? एंड दिस इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 300 मिलियन इन बोथ लंग्स, दोनों लंग्स में, ठीक है? दोनों लंग्स में ऑलमोस्ट 300 मिलियन होता है, ठीक है? एंड ये दो लेयर से बने, ये एल्वियोलाई जो है ये दो लेयर से मिलके बना हुआ होता है, ठीक है? जो आउटर लेयर होता है इट इज मेड अप ऑफ द येलो फाइब्रस कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, ठीक है? आउटर लेयर मेड अप ऑफ येलो फाइब्रस कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, ठीक है? सो आउटर लेयर जो है वो येलो फाइब्रस कनेक्टिव टिश्यू से मिलकर बना हुआ होता है, जबकि इनर जो लेयर होता है, इनर लेयर सिंपल स्क्वामोस सेल्स से बना हुआ होता है, ठीक है, सिंपल स्क्वामोस सेल से बना हुआ होता है। एंड ये सिंपल स्क्वामोस सेल जो है, दीज आर कॉल्ड pneumatics, right? So these simple squamous cells are called pneumocytes, right? So these are called pneumocytes. Pneumocytes are mainly two types. Pneumocytes are mainly two types. One is type 1, right? And these type 1 pneumocytes helps in the exchange of gases, acts as for the exchange of gas, right? And second one is type 2, which secretes a phospholipid called lecithin. Lecithin. It is the phospholipid. Right? It is the phospholipid, and it reduces the surface tension of the between the alveoli. Reduces surfactant. It is the basically act as the surfactant, means reduces the surface tension between alveoli, so that alveoli cannot stick with each other, right? So that alveoli cannot stick with each other, right? So that is how these pneumocytes are mainly two type of cells. One is the type 1, which allow the exchange of gases, and type 2 is secretes a phospholipid that is called the lecithin, which reduces the surface tension between the alveoli, so that the alveoli cannot stick with each other, right? And these alveoli, the layer of the alveoli has some pores for the exchange of gases, that is called pores of Kuhn. Pores of Kuhn. Kuhn. Which helps into the exchange of the gases through the alveoli to the blood, right? So this is the structure of the respiratory tract and lungs, and these lungs is on the base of the lungs, or below the lungs. There is a muscular dome-shaped muscular structure is available, that is called diaphragm. It is called diaphragm, which helps into the respiration, right? So mainly this structure, this is present, this respiratory tract and this lungs is present in the thoracic cavity, right? And thoracic cavity is just like a cage, यानी एक पिंजरे की तरह होता है. क्यों? Because it is covered upper side thoracic chamber. Okay, let's name it first. Thoracic chamber, या thoracic cage भी कर लीजिए, cage, right? So this thoracic this thoracic cage is covered with the in upper side it is covered with collarbone or clavicle bone, neck and clavicle bone and clavicle bone or collarbone. You can see here it is the collarbone, right? So this is from the upper side, it is covered with the neck and the clavicle bone, right? In lower side, it is closed through the muscular dome-shaped structure that is called the diaphragm. Right? From the dorsal side, it is covered with the vertebral column right, vertebral columns and ribs. So this backbone, right, it is called the vertebral columns and the ribs attached with it, so ribs and vertebral columns is present in the dorsal side to form the cage, and in frontal side it is present the sternum. This chest bone is called sternum and ribs, right? And ribs is present in both sides. Okay, ribs is present with the intercostal muscles, external and internal intercostal muscle, with external and internal intercostal muscle. Right. So this is called thoracic cage. Thoracic cage is from the upper side. It is covered with the neck. It is closed with the neck and collarbone or clavicle bone. Okay. From the lower side, it is closed with the diaphragm here. Right. It is closed with the diaphragm, and from the dorsal side, it is closed with the vertebral column with the ribs. Okay, vertebral column and the ribs. Okay, and from the frontal side, it is closed with the sternum, chest bone and the ribs. And these ribs are basically covered with the intercostal muscles. Two type of intercostal muscles: external intercostal muscles and internal intercostal muscles, which has the separate function. Right? So how it is worked during the breathing, that we will talk into the next video. Right? So for today we are closing this this topic, and this is the structure of the human respiratory system. Right? Thank you very much for today. Good day.